Move your body, physically, mentally. Get into a sweat. Everybody get up and dance. Greetings in love and kindness, family. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only Conscious Self-Healthcare educator and host of the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation radio show. Every Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Community, this is your time to share your wellness stories and how you move from disease care to conscious self-health care. I want to hear your story. We want to hear from you. Join the conversation each Wednesday. Call in and share how you shift out of chronic disease care stress. Right here on innerlightradio.com, the healing frequency. This is Dr. K, and I am looking forward to our conversation. So call in and share. Health is consciousness and healing is a function of consciousness. Come on, family. It's time to rock the world with the new frontier of conscious self-healthcare, while I share my wellness story with you right here on innerlightradio.com, the healing frequency. Move that body. Taking those deep breaths. 4 deep breaths. You know how we used to do the hula hoop? Circulate those hips. Some African dancing. Shake that body. Deep breaths. In and out, in and out. Yeah. A natural high. Music high. Attitude, gratitude high. Yeah. Shake it up a little bit more. If you're feeling good, thank you for coming to dance with me. You can make your dreams come true. Sometimes you just got to sit back and let your mind and your body be free. Free from it all. Free from your own thoughts sometimes. Just free from everything. Just sit back and no man's land kind of vibration. Just nothingness. Because we know there's always something coming from nothingness. So why not sit back into nothingness? Just let your mind and your body be free and just relax. Thank you for coming to dance with me. And the day is just going to let your mind be relaxed and your body be free. It's a lot going on, you know. I mean, and when you talk about people's finances and their money, and it look like all this money you made and all this money you saved, you may not have the same value of it. You may not have as much as you think you have, but what's going on and what may happen. All the what may happens and what's going on, how you vibrating to a family, how you feeling about it. It's just so much in the air, so much going on, and so many people coming to you, sharing so much with you. You just got to sit back and slow it all down sometimes. And definitely when there's a whole lot going on within your own self and you're making your own adjustments and this person's coming to you and that person's coming to you. You're just like, what is a person supposed to do? How am I supposed to find that peace of mind, that relaxation? Well, you got to let your mind and your body be free. You got to give it to you. And on this show, you can do that a little bit. You can sit back in peace and harmony and just breathe and take in life and question yourself and see how you've been doing things, how you've been handling things, and what you're giving your power over to, what you can control, what you cannot control, how you can learn to move a little bit different within that vortex of what's going on. And that's one of the best ways to do it. Sit back and breathe and feel your own vibration, your own love, the love from the Creator, the love that makes this whole world what it is. And when you get into that vortex, you can bring yourself into balance. So thank you, family. Thank you, community. Thank you for the audience of InnerLightRadio.com that you are able to listen today live or listen to the rebroadcast shows and sit back and take a moment and revamp how you're doing things and what you're allowing in your life to shift things. So I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only conscious self-healthcare educator, asking the questions, how can I help you slay your healthcare fears? That false education accepted as reality, that's false evidence appearing real. This is the time where this information will help you rejuvenate your thoughts to live a stress and disease-free life with conscious self-healthcare. And I'm telling you that STRESS, 6 letters, it got everybody in all kinds of states. Even if it's joy, it can be a stressful joy state. Well, how in the heck can it be a stressful joy state? Because you get so excited and you just so full of so much joy. That everything started working too fast and you got to slow your excitement and your joy down. The same way on the flip side of that coin, you know, you can't let yourself say down too low and be too concerned about everybody's situations and what's going on with this government agency and what's going on with that government agency and what's going on in that city and what's going on in that part of the world and how is it going to affect your world. We're looking at a lot of things, family. We're looking at a whole lot of things going on in the world today. It's time for a major shift to happen. But we got to sit back. We got to be still. And we got to be like that family of people. And I think it was 1937. I'm going to share with you a little bit about that anyway. From Life is Consciousness by M.O.V.E.S. I'm going to share a little bit from his book. I normally get that book out when people come to me, asking me for assistance with understanding what's going on with their human body field, what their field has got to say to them through using the Nest Health Wellness tools. Or you just want to come and generally just talk about different forms of health care and how you've been caring for yourself and how you may need to look at things. And that's just one little book that I gift people when they come to me. Life is Consciousness. And so I'm going to share a little bit from that book with you today. But right now, I just want to thank the universe for holding me up. keeping me focused and keeping me in tune and keeping me in balance. Oh, yes, we got to say thank you. We got to thank ourselves. Yes, we do. We got to thank ourselves for how we choose to move in this world. And I want to tell each and every one of you that's in deep, deep thought, I'm going to share my signature poem with you today. Maybe because I needed to remind me to keep stepping up, to keep stepping up. Step up now. Whatever it is, if it's a low vibration, step up now. Whatever it is, tune that dial. Whatever it is, change that station. Whatever you need to do to raise your vibration from, whatever it is, even if it's only for a moment, it will do your body so much good to just sit back and just, like I say, get into a nothing state of mind. And you'd be surprised what will come up each and every time when you put yourself in that state of mind. So sit back, taking those deep breaths, tuning into yourself. Step up now. I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare, but my mind could not think how to let the words rhyme and the lyrics flow. You see, the human body fluids needs to move like the oceans of the world. Fluidity, flowing, free of stagnation, blockages, and lack of quality oxygen. The human mind needs to reach its greatest heights and think like an eagle and realize the dream. You see, I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare. Or really, is it just disease care and dis-ease care, as some say? I say, nevertheless, wake up everybody, time to think a new way. Wake up all the doctors, allopathic, alternative, functional, too. Wake up, it's time to practice a new way. The human body needs to be nourished from the greenness of the land. Sometimes you got to go live, you got to go green. And in doing so, you get healthy, and you will get lean. So I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare. But my mind could not think how to let the words rhyme or the lyrics flow. Family, community, and friends, the Pastorian in Darwin's age has now seen its last days. We're talking about stepping up to the future and flying like an eagle as you reach a greater level of wellness today. So thank you. Come join me on this friendship train. Oh yes, as we go for a Harriet Tubman's ride. Now you know what kind of ride that is. A ride to freedom from pharmacide and nutricide and yes, that sad, and I mean sad, standard American diet that don't help you feel better, help your body function better. If it's not doing that, then it's a sad diet. So come on, family. Come ride with me as you set your mind free. Shh, now. Let's take that deep breath. And listen here. As I whisper in your ear, universal truths that you will hold so dear. Because the secrets of healthcare are now being revealed. Oh yeah, about cellular ecology. And the new paradigm, informational healthcare. So step up out of the dark ages of disease care and take that leap into the new revolution of quantum healthcare. It's so close to you. I'm Dr. Khadijah Davis-Foulks. Come ride with me as we get on board this friendship train of healthcare freedom. Take any seat you like. Just come on board. You don't need a ticket. No money. Just get on board. Are you on board? Are you sitting back relaxing? And let freedom ring. Let freedom ring through the sound of your voice. Let freedom ring through the sounds of your heart. Let freedom ring through the vibration of the energy of the cells. Come on now. Let freedom ring from the truth twisted with the lie. You know all them lies out there to keep you on that unrighteous train ride. You know that lie. Believe you can, believe you can't. Either way, you're right. We're talking about leaving that believe state, getting into that knowing state. So I implore you, family, community, as I employ myself, to find and take back your righteous thinking. Conscious living through living consciously is the key. Don't let what's going on shift you from the way that you're thinking and you need to be. Don't let it shift your energy and take you off the course. Don't let it move you from that path, that pathway of righteousness. That's why I wanted to write a poem about stepping up out of the dark ages of healthcare. But my mind couldn't think how to let the words rhyme or the lyrics flow. So family, you know what I did. So I put the words in a little book and I called it Step Up Out of the Dark Ages of Healthcare. I want you to get your copy today, but I'm going to share with you what happened. You got to wait a little bit. But in the meantime, in between time, and it's always right on time, because there is no time in our no time experience. Family, step back, because you transform your life. You transform your life. You transform your health, not by forcing change. Nah, sirree. No, don't want to force change. We got to do it how? By the renewal. By the renewal. By the renewing. You got to change things by the renewing of your mind. You got to shift your body's energy. Yes you do. Yes you do. Yes you do. The poem was written in 2009 to go along with the book, Step Up Out of the Dark Ages of Healthcare. The first release was in 2009. And you know, family, for the last 5 years, as I sat back and allowed my body to heal and let the energy speak to me to stay strong and to stay calm and just let things flow by, see how you're going to really vibrate to it. As I sat back and I updated these books and I created more books. And you know, I shared with y'all about the fire that happened here at the home where I'm at. My laptop exploded in my hand. So let me say this. I have worked lovingly on 4 or 5 books, a mini play, some other things for over the last 5 years, just sitting back preparing to release this information this year. I wanted to continue to cry about the loss of the books. I didn't share with anybody. I just talked about the fire and the laptops, but those laptops I kept offline and I kept data on those laptops of those 5 books and updating those 5 books. The books and the battery, when the battery exploded, that happened, nearly almost 28 days ago. My laptop exploded in my hands and my skin is healing and have healed around my eye. I mean, it's amazing, the deep cuts that was around my eye. You know, my eyelashes went and things like that got a little frizzy. Deep cuts around my eye and on my arm and the side near my stomach. I'm blessed because all that area is healing. I learned how to heal the skin when I work with Dr. Chris. And she has a 4-part talk on my YouTube channel, K Davis F. When I met her, she was a 15-year dialysis patient, and you know, her arms and her skin was all messed up from how they put them shanks in your arms and things like that. So I learned how to heal the skin pretty well, but you got to be in good health too. And so my skin and eye and all the area is healing up real well. I mean, it's healing up real well. You almost can't even tell that something happened unless you look deeply and see that I don't have no eyelashes, no eyebrows, and certain hairs moved away. But I'm blessed. But The other morning when I woke up and remained still as I always do, I was told that, Karen, you have the information for the books in your heart. You do have a USB stick that has a draft of the books, so you do have a place to start. But when I checked those BS6, they was a long time ago drafts. A lot of major work is lost. So I know that now. And it says, however, we have a better option for you when you recreate the books. So at the same time, I'm being told that if I checked and when I went out there on that stick, if I saw the books, I'll have a place to start. But I really didn't. And then at the same time, it says that it's going to be all right. We have a better option for you. So I'm sitting back and I'm waiting to hear what those options are. So I said, okay, what is it? I asked. Now, as I said before, I must listen and look for the answers that is being given to me. I am thankful and grateful to have the eyesight to see. My skin is healing. It's a new day and it's a new beginning. I have achieved so much in this life on planet Earth for these 62 years that I've been here. And like the angels and my ancestors whispered to me that this will pass. Think on your blessings. I worked on those books for so long to tell a story, pulling information together that I can't get my hands back on now. And I started to sink in a little bit of sadness. And so I accept the sadness. And like I said, when I woke up, the universe said, let it go. It's going to be all right. And so I'm going to let it go. And it's going to be all right. And whatever big book comes out of those 5 mini books, or who knows, just maybe, I might have did put it somewhere on another stick. Still got some more places to look. And I may have an updated top version of all the books that I lost. But I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm releasing that and I'm letting it go. Because those are the things that you got to do when you do what, family? When you become your own wellness doctor. You got to not let yourself get in such an emotional frenzy state that you shift your energy so much that you make everything unbalanced in your life and in your body. The systems got to talk to each other. They got to work to each other. That means the organs and all the systems, all the cells that make up the organs. So you got to be relaxing. And whenever I get into that state, and I'm going to tell you, I've been in it a couple of times because I'm like, yeah, lost them books and I did my time and putting those words right, creating everything correctly to release those 3 major books and definitely one on my mother's life, but that's okay too. Because love, the power and the feeling and the vibration of true love, the love of life, the love of energy, the laws of vibrational energy is the power that brings my entire life together. And whenever I get into that state, I think on that vibration, it just shifts me just like that. And I'm telling you, it can do the same thing for you too as well. It heals, renews, restores, and empowers us with divine energy and life. Yeah. You got to hold on to that vibration. That's the vibration that you want to hold on to. I'm love in action. I'm a master of positive self-expression. And ain't nothing phony or fake about it. When I vibrate high and I hold on to that vibration, it just puts a smile in my body. And I just got to say, every time I come on this show and start talking, my body shifts and it feels so good. Lord, I was going through so much this week, thinking about the books, thinking about all of that. And then as y'all know, I'm in the final stages of when you work with your liver. And you work to enhance the functions of your liver. People say detoxing and cleansing. But when you work to enhance your liver, your body gets into a state where it starts its own cleansing and its own detoxification. It does it in its own way. And I'm telling you, I've been working with this liver over the past, almost 28, almost 30 days now. And I'm telling you, the eyesight is right in that pathway. The eyes are right there. And my eyes are beginning to water so much and run so much and itch so much. And all I can do is just be thankful because this is what I asked for. Definitely an eye that has the cataract over it. I've been wanting to clean that eye for so long. too scared or don't know what it is to do what Dr. Savy said do, add a little bit of urine in there, and then Dr. Daniel said put a little bit of Vicks in there, and I've been sticking with the castor oil and some other little things. And like I say, when I started working with that liver, I can feel things shifting, the things are going. And when your body's in that state of healing, renewing, regeneration, you got to be able to rest. And I'm thankful that I can rest and I can allow my body to go through the changes. Like today, it was going through a whole lot of changes, and I had to leave out today and take public transportation and go through all of that. And I was able to do that with a balloon body, feeling like I'm wobbling up and down the street, but it don't look like that, but it just feels like that. And then the eyes were shifting because so much was happening. But I was able to do that and make it back home. And I got to be thankful that I'm able to do all that. You got to be thankful when you ask for things and when you say things and when you speak things and they start coming up and they don't come up in exactly the order, the way that you wanted them to do. And so it brings you some fluctuations, you know. And like I say, with these eyes and what's been going on, and now I'm working with that liver to allow it to be what it is and do what it does and help everything move and regulate itself. And the liver is powerful. You don't know about the liver, family. I'm telling you, I've been telling you a whole lot. You got to learn anatomy and physiology. Got to understand what these organs do and the system that make up the organs and what they do and how everything work together. We can see it as separate systems, but they all function together. And the body is going through a great deal. So we are here to be givers and receivers of love. Love of vibrational energy. And that means that whatever you say, whatever you do, whatever you share with someone, you want to do it in a vibration of peace and harmony and love and that positive energy. We're talking about the God frequency of love, 528, laws of vibrational energy. You got to feel it. You got to know it. And I know y'all been asking yourself those questions. Are you creating your life from a man-made mindset of human consciousness? But what's going on now? You got to really think about that life you're creating if you're basing on a man-made mindset of human consciousness. Because they want to put you in a state. And that's why I say, you got to ask yourself, what are the emotions? What is the belief? And what are those values involved with stopping you from being healthy and happy and loving and moving your life forward? Yeah, we can feel vulnerable, but remember, vulnerability is your greatest source of power. It gives you opportunity to sit back and really look at yourself and talk to yourself and see what you're doing and where you're giving your power in and why you're feeling so vulnerable. I tell you, change your reality by the renewing of your mind. You got to change your reality by the renewing of your mind. So sit back and relax. Jamal, I'm going to sneak something in on you right now. If you can get ready to play a commercial for me, a song. I need to run and do something. So, family, sit back and take a deep, 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 deep breath and realize, okay?
Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit the website forcelllife.com. The number 4CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation. 202-248-7749.
Make a better community. Oh, let's help one another. All of my sisters and my brothers. Come on, let's help one another. All of my sisters and my brothers. Let's show love and respect. Always remember, never to forget that together we stand and divided we fall. All for one and one for all. Oh, let's help one another. All of my sisters and my brothers. Come on and let's help one another. All of my sisters and my brothers. No matter what race, creed, or color, we all got children, sisters and brothers. Let's put love in our hearts and get rid of hate. Understanding will be better if we communicate. Come on, let's help. Come on and let's help one another. All my sisters and my brothers.
Y'all know that's my key song. We got to help one another. And health education for longevity and peace. Health. My health is health education for longevity and peace. And if everybody would just help one another. When you find somebody that's down and they're out and they're feeling all alone and they just don't know what to do and they got their head in their hands and they're sitting back and they're saying, and you can feel the energy, but they may need a smile. They may need somebody to say something to them, to help boost the energy just a little bit. And this is a day and time that we got to be there for everybody we see. We got to get back to being neighbors, a part of a neighborhood, not just hood. We're talking about being neighbors in a neighborhood, like the way I grew up. I grew up in neighborhoods. Everybody knew everybody supported everybody helped everybody. When you ain't had no food, the neighbor gave you some food. When you couldn't pay this bill, they had a bill party for you. They had a rent party for you. Everybody just worked and helped one another. Communal living style of attitude. And with what's going on, we got to get back to that. I had to got a little bit interrupted, a little bit thrown off because, this is his apartment and some maintenance had to be done. And the maintenance man chose to come in right at the hour of my show. And so I'm glad it didn't take long for him to do what he had to do. But that's what that quick break was about, to not impede them from not being able to do their job. So they can't go back and say that I couldn't do my job because they wouldn't let me in to do my job. So he got his job done. He was able to do what he needed to do. You were able to sit back and take that deep, deep breath and think about how you can help somebody else out, how you can be a blessing to somebody else, because it's true what they say. When you extend that energy out and you bless and you help and you support somebody else, it strengthens you and it makes you stronger. Just like I say, coming on this show makes me stronger. My body is in a state of rebuilding and repairing, and a lot of people call that cleansing and detoxification. And so other things happen. You get other kinds of vibration, different kinds of things going on in the body. You're not really sure what's going on. But on it, it's been really, really hot too. And a lot of people don't drink a lot of water. And I had boost up my water. And, when I was on the bus today, too, I was thinking about that. This young lady, she was there. And, it's a lot of people with young babies and children. And she was on the phone, and she was talking how tired she was, and how out of sync she was. And if she don't feel better, she's going to go to the hospital. And she just didn't know how she was feeling. So when we got off the phone, she said something to me, something like, I like your dress or something like that. And I asked her, I said, can I ask you a question, sister? She said, yeah. I say, how much water have you been drinking? And I see you travel with a lot of stuff with your baby and all that. Are you really drinking a lot of water? Because you may just really be dehydrated. And she looked at me and her eyes got big. I said, I heard you saying your head is hurting and you're just not feeling good. And I said, there's a lot been going on. And she said, yeah. But she said, you know what? I haven't been drinking any water. I said, well, you just told your friends on the phone that you're going to go home and lay down and you was going to rest. That's a good thing. But drink some water. I mean, really, really drink some water. Get a gallon of water and just really drink that water throughout the day. So I hope she did it. And a lot of times, that's all what we really need is to nourish our bodies with some good water and just sit back and relax, I'm not doing a lot. I'm drinking water. I'm eating light. And I'm allowing my body to continue to correct certain things as I move forward from the stroke, as I move forward from the second shock of the battery exploding in my hand and the laptop exploding in my body, getting burnt and all of that. Still moving forward, but, I had to rest a little bit because the energy is shifting. The energy vibration is high. That's going on because I can tell you something. The universe knows how to correct itself. And people are like, why is fires over here and why is floods over there and why is this happening? What's going on? And Darren, even the glaciers are breaking up and melting. A whole lot of stuff is going on and the world is shifting. The universe would do that. It will shift itself to correct itself the same way that we have to shift and correct because we are part of that shifting. We are part of that vibration. We are one with that vibration. And a lot of times we don't know what's going on. And when the world is doing this thing, and I'm talking about the people of the world, I'm talking about the universal frequencies of life. When it's doing what it needs to do, we're part of that. So it affects us because everything is intertwined. Everything is connected. And sometimes they call that chaos. But like I said before, good things come out of chaos. And you got to sit back and got to relax and you got to know the difference. And you got to be tuned into yourself. And it's not a part of the norm. And they want to say that everybody's going through challenges and everybody's having a little bit of things happening. And the field of psychiatry, they're running scared. Everything's getting intertwined and making things seem discombobulated within people. And people got to be able to relax, and it's not to go take any kind of pill, be it over-the-counter, be it prescription pharmaceuticals, and even some herbs. We just need to sit back and just let the body do the talking, let the body do the walking, let the body do the healing, just from its own self and what's already there within your body. And that's what I'm beginning to do. I'm beginning to allow those things to happen. So family, community, and friends, I'll tell you what, I made it through this show. I made it through this show. But life is consciousness. And healing is a function of consciousness. And M.O.V.E.S, I'm going to share a little bit with you what he says in this book, Life is Consciousness. It's like I said, it's a little pamphlet that I give out. Comes from Unity. They have all these pamphlets, and this one, it ain't even 22 pages long, but it's one powerful little pamphlet. Came from a manuscript that has a lot more in there. But I'm going to share this with you a little bit briefly, and we're going to end with a 10-minute clip from Reverend Ike, as always, to give us something to hold on to and think about as we make it through the week and sitting back and relaxing. And you can listen to people. You can be an ear to people, but you don't have to absorb everything and don't feel like you have to be the answer to everything for everyone. And that's okay. So I'm going to start on page 5. And he says, I'm not speaking to the general public now, but to people who are devoting their lives to the study and expression of this truth. That's the truth, that life is consciousness. He says, I think it is well that we remind ourselves what it is that we really believe and have. The answer is that we have the key to life. We do not just approach life from a particular angle as other schools of healing do. We have the key to life, and that key is that life is a state of consciousness. And I'm telling you, you have to ask yourself all the time, what state of consciousness are you allowing yourself to be in, and how is it affecting your body and your life? He says, the explanation of all our problems, the explanation of all our difficulties, and the explanation of our triumphs in life boil down to this. Life is a state of consciousness. Like I say, we can shift ourselves at any time. He says, that is the beginning and the end. That is the final step. And in metaphysics, all the other steps lead up to that. Isaac Pennington, a Quaker, I read his dossier, which is really good, said, all truth is a shadow, but the last truth. And the last truth is that life is a state of consciousness. You are and you have and you do in accordance with your consciousness. That is the beginning and the end. There are other ways of looking at life which are superficially correct, but ultimately the final truth is that your life is a state of consciousness. Your so-called physical body is the embodiment of a part of your consciousness. Your home is the embodiment of another part of your consciousness, the kind of work you are doing, whether you are working which you love or working which you hate. It is the expression of your consciousness at that point. The kind of people you meet and the people you attract into your life are the expressions of your consciousness about your fellow human beings. If you come to me and told me that you cannot get along with people, I would tell you to get a card about the size of a postcard and write this on it. Like attracts like. Let's say it one more time. Like attracts like. Then put it inside your closet where other members of your family won't see it. Because when you are grumbling and finding fault, they could point their fingers, which would be very embarrassing. So put your card inside the closet. He says, people come to me and say, if you only knew the kind of family I have, if you only knew the kind of people I have to be with and work with, I say, the law of being says, like attracts like. The ultimate explanation is that life is a state of consciousness. Unless you change your state of consciousness, nothing else can change. Unless you change your state of consciousness, nothing else has changed. It's like when you think that somebody's doing something to you and you know they're doing how they're doing it, until you change your state of consciousness about it, it's going to have effect on you. So you got to always be shifting your energy and not allowing people and situations to put you in a certain state of consciousness that's not useful to you. So he says, unless you change your state of consciousness, nothing else can change. All trouble, all disappointment, all depression, all limitations is a state of consciousness. People are trying to change outer conditions, but leaving their consciousness unchanged, and it cannot be done. Why? Because life is a state of consciousness. That's what we be talking about here. Your health is a state of consciousness. You feel things is going on, but what are you going to do? The main thing you have to do is shift your state of conscious current. Your body is healing. You put it in this state. That's not another issue over there. The body is correcting itself. Sit back, take a deep breath, and relax. He said the only fundamental way to change things is change your consciousness, because you always must and always will get the conditions that belong to your consciousness. Keep it in mind this week. You cannot cheat nature. You cannot cheat nature. You can drag to you through willpower certain things that do not belong to you, but you can only keep them for a short time. That's right. We can will it to us. Oh, we got that willpower. We can will it to us. But the moment you take your hands off it, they fly away. Think about this. That was the real cause of the financial collapse of 1929. The prosperity that had been built was not true prosperity. People had been gambling on the stock market and had attracted or dragged to themselves prosperity that they were not entitled to by right of consciousness. Now, what does that mean? You got to think about that. They were not entitled to by right of consciousness. And of course, they could not keep it. That's with anything. The same thing applies to health.
You can compel a certain part of your body to picture health for a short time, but if you do not have the consciousness of health, you cannot keep it. You heal a person of rheumatism and he says he has sciatic. You heal a person of that and he says he has trouble with his sight. You heal his sight and he has lung weakness, and so on and so on and so on. These are not healings. They are temporary cures because they are attempts to put into the body something that doesn't belong there by reason of consciousness. Reason of consciousness. When you want to solve your problems, you change your life. You can see at once that the only way to change your consciousness, nothing can come to you, family, permanently. Nothing can stay with you permanently, family, except what you are entitled to by your states of consciousness. And I'm entitled to a beautiful life. It's a beautiful life. Chuck Brown said, it's a beautiful life. It's going to be a beautiful week, family. All you got to do is put it in your state of consciousness, no matter what you're going through. It's going to be a beautiful life for you. Just hold on to that vibration and sit back and listen to the words of Reverend Ike. Take those deep breaths through the week and don't give your power to nobody, to no thing or nothing. You are in control. Thank you for tuning in to the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation Radio Show. Visit the YouTube channel and my website and come on to dance with me and step up to quantum health and healing.
And this is why we use scientific techniques. This is why those of us who are conscious of the application of the law will use visualization, treasure mapping. And let me say this while I'm at it. There should not be a one of you who do not have pictures around your personal environment representing the ideals of what you would like to be, to do, and to have. I want to repeat this because this is very important. I said it in the negative, I'll put it in the positive. Those of you who are aware of the processes of the mind, those of you who are aware of the processes of the mind's eye, should always have in your personal environment pictures, photographs, representations, statues of your ideals which you wish to be, to do, and to have. I pump iron 5 to 7 days a week. I jog every day. I don't miss a day jogging in a year. I don't know the last year I missed jogging. Now, what is the purpose of this? To keep my physical body in shape. But it's more than a physical exercise. It is a spiritual exercise, first of all, because it is the Holy Spirit which quickens my mortal body. But in my environment where I exercise, or my personal environments where I am every day, I have photographs of what I want my body to look like. Now, it does not yet appear 100%, but it's coming along. I'm playing in the courtyard like the young prince. I've told you before to be sure to get magazines and always on an ongoing basis select photographs from those magazines, travel brochures, which represent the ideals which you would like to be, do, and to have. Get Town and Country. Everybody that wants to be rich should get Town and Country. It represents the affluent lifestyles. And if you're interested in that, why, get that magazine. Read about those people. Look at those pictures. Your first assignment in this class is to engineer what your outer and inner eye beholds. Engineer that. You see, as we go around in the phenomenal world, our eyes can fall upon so many things. And if our eyes are just all, both inner and our outer, are always falling upon negative and indifferent things, then that's what we'll become like, and that's what we'll be beset with. The vision of the inner eye has the power to displace and replace anything in the external world. Now that is interesting. What you see out there is really controlled by what you're seeing in here. But now I want to take you a step further in practice. I want to make you conscious of the ultimate practice of this. What I see with my inner eye has power to displace and replace that which is in my outer world. The king that sits on the throne scatters away, breaks down, breaks up the negatives, the undesirable that is in his outer environment, displaces it and replaces it with the ideal which he sees with his inner eye. It may sound a bit spooky. To tell you the ultimate truth, there is nothing out there but what you are seeing in here. As the hippies used to say, far, far out, man. Far out. Let me give you a good example. This used to be a movie house. Way back up there somewhere is a projector. They never took the projector out. Up here is a big screen that we've used 2 or 3 times. What you see on that screen does not originate on that screen. What you see on the screen originates where? In the projector. So you see, what you are experiencing on the screen of your life does not originate on the screen. If you don't like what's on the screen, it doesn't do any good to get mad with the screen. See, if you see something on that screen that you don't like, you could go up there with a knife and just cut it to pieces. But what would happen? It would reflect on the back wall. If you want to change what is on the screen of experience, you have to go up to the projector of mind. That is our Father, which art in heaven. You have to go back to the originator, to the source, to where it's coming from. The king that sits on the throne scatters away all the evil with his eye. I repeat again and again. And what makes such a mind king, what makes such a mind regnant over his experience is that he understands that experience is no thing of itself. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The film in the projector is greater than the image on the screen. If you want to change the image on the screen, you got to go back up to the projector and change the film. What is that? The thought. You can go back further than that, to the actors and the actresses who performed for the production of the film. And you see, you are the actor, the actors and the actresses that make your film and project your film. You're the producer. And you see, this knowledge gives you power. This is what Jesus meant when he said, you shall know the truth, and the truth sets you free. So once I know that reality is not on the screen of my experience, and that I can change the film, that sets me free to change the film. I know that I have that freedom. If I don't like the horror film, I can take out the horror film and put in a comedy or a love story. So stop sitting before the screen of the experience of your life crying because it's a horror story. The king that sits upon the throne scatters all the evil with his eye. Behold the Lamb. Behold. Seize with the eye of your mind the purity and the beauty and the wholeness and the holiness of God, good love. So here, John the Baptist is telling us what to behold. Behold the Lamb. Say that. Behold the Lamb. And the Lamb is the purity, the onlyness, the holiness, the beauty of God, good love, which is harmless, hurtless, hateless, and sinless. A lot of religious people have a very powerful sin consciousness. They latch on to sin. I've told you this again and again, and I'll tell you this repeatedly again and again and again. The reason why the preachers have not been able to save the world from sin is because they're too preoccupied with it. They don't understand the science of mind. The more you preach about how nasty and dirty and stinking and sinful people are, the more you are going to create that in the world of experience. But you see, we don't have to wait for them. We can overcome the world. That's what Jesus, the mastermind, told us in the text here today. Be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. My God, that was about 2,000 years ago. You don't have to wait for the rest of the religious people. Aren't you glad to know you don't have to wait for the church people? So we're ahead of the church people. I was so glad when I found that out. You mark my word, unless they wise up, they'll be around here another 2,000 years looking for Jesus to come. And that's why I like Jesus. Jesus has always been ahead of everybody. You notice what he said 2,000 years ago. He said, "What? Be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." I have already overcome the world. And the church people are still struggling. Just a little while to suffer in the path that's long and straight. Just a little more hard labor. Then we'll go sweeping through the pearly gate. Oh, but we're ahead of them. I mean, divine love has already said, I, divine love, saw the heavenly city. I don't have to wait for anybody. I don't have to wait for the preachers and the theologians. It'll take them a long time before they get there. But be of good cheer. I have overcome. Say that. I have overcome the world.
Wow, family, that was a great show. I want to thank you so very much for tuning in to the Conscious Self-Healthcare Conversation Radio Show right here on Innerlight Radio. It was a pleasure having you tuning in. Now, you must tell a friend to tune in. And if you haven't called in and shared your wellness story, don't you think it's time that you help somebody with your wellness story? Call in, share your story, join the conversation. I'm Khadijah Davis-Foulks, and I invite you to visit my website, ConsciousSelfCare.com. Or you can just go to the number 4, the word CELLLIFE.com. Leave me some information. I would love to talk with you. And once again, I look forward to you joining us next Wednesday right here on the Conscious Self-Healthcare Radio Show. It's a conversation where we uplift each other, where we share our wellness stories so we can help someone move from disease care to conscious self-healthcare. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you next Wednesday.